Hello guys and welcome to another short game with me, Supernotus. Fresh into the new year, welcome to 2020, or something like that. Today we're playing Sisyphus Reborn, apparently not a particularly long game, kind of a strange game. So why not let's just get started. We only have two options, we can play or we can quit. Oh yeah, that's what we'll do. No, let's play this game and see what it's all about. Nothing existed, then everything existed. I can never know how it really began. I found myself in a cave. Eventually I began to sense a faint light at the far end of the cave. This alone gave me reason to go forward, the unshakable hope of escape, of freedom. Here I am, a little ghosty guy. So I left-click to move, right-click to examine, and click to close messages, like so. Press escape for the save/load/quit menu. I don't know if I'll need to do that, because I've heard this game is not particularly long. So we're going through a dark cave. This cave's full of stalactites. Some form of liquid seems to be dripping from the floor. Okay, and there's also stalagmites. It's full of stalagmites. This one is almost joined to the stalactite above it. It has. Not sure what's creating these formations. They're smooth, damp, and slightly shiny. I can't fit through the gap, and somehow the cave's so narrow that I can't move sideways at all. Right. Stalactite has a small crack in it. I might be able to break it off. Still too strong to break with my bare hands. Anything around that we could break it with? There's some rocks. Oh, there's a rock on its own. This rock should be solid enough to break the cracked stalactite. Select items in the top left to use, right click to cancel. Yeah. So click that and use it to smash the stalactite, I guess. Stalactite, not stalactite. And smash it we do. Can I take the bit of broken stalactite? It's surprisingly light. I'll take it with me. I guess that might come in handy at some point. So yeah, all we're doing is moving forward. There's a faint light growing up ahead, or glowing up ahead even, and some water. The water shouldn't affect us. The water is cool and seems to glow slightly in the gloom. I don't feel at all thirsty though, or hungry for that matter. This cave's closed off on both ends. How on earth did I end up in here? Hole's too small for me to fit through. Looks like the only way out though. Can we use this to like make it bigger? See if I can break off some of this weakened rock. After some time, pieces of the cave wall fall away and a flood of white light fills the cave. It's so bright that the outside world is barely discernible. The outside world is so bright I can't see anything at all. The hole's now large enough to fit through, so go through it. A vast desert sprawls out beyond the limits of sight. The air is so saturated with heat that the entire landscape appears to be shifting. Got some grass. Grass feels quite tough. I suppose it would need to be to withstand the heat. There's a tree. Strange looking trees. They're solid and seem almost petrified. I can't tell if they're living or dead. Same thing again. Well, let's walk up this way and see where we go. See if we can do anything to the trees as we go through them. No. No interesting observations, just that they're strange looking trees. There's the sun. There's a guy. He's digging a hole in the ground. That explains the piles of sand. I mean, the piles of sand explain the holes. Sand isn't as solid as it looks. Trying to climb it will just pull it down. Who's this guy? I am me, and you are he, and we are all together. I don't know. Very well, I see this is going nowhere. Where are we? We are here. What is this place? This is the place where we dig. You dig? Why do you dig? We dig to live. But why? I am leaving. Don't know if I'll get very far. Sand isn't as solid as it looks. Hole in the ground that explains the sand. That looks like more petrified trees. Not much life in this place. Another stack of sand. Sand isn't as solid as it looks. And another digging man. Help. I can't get a straight answer out of that person over there. Can you tell me what's going on here? Cannot help you. You will need to ask someone else. Please, I just need to know where I am. What is this place? Cannot help you. You will need to ask someone else. Can you tell me anything? You don't seem to say anything. Are you able to say anything else at all? I cannot help you. You'll need to ask someone else. Well, you're not very helpful. None of you are. So on we go. This looks like a pile of rocks rather than... The stones are quite flat. I don't want to carry one though. There are no stalactites to smash out here. There could be people to smash if they're being particularly annoying. Where are we? You are here. Where is here? Here is where you are. What are we doing? Digging. Why? We dig to make mountains. Why do you make mountains? We make mountains to fill in holes. Well, why don't you just not make the mountains and then there won't be any holes to fill in? Sand isn't as solid as it looks. That hole looks very deep. So, okay. A particularly deep hole. That's just sand. Maybe we... See, I feel like I have to check everything just in case there's something useful in the sand or the trees. That has a dot in the sky. And again. Here's another guy digging. Wonder what he's got to say for himself. I don't suppose you can tell me anything about this place. I can tell you about digging. Very well, please tell me about digging. We dig to live. Why live? We live to dig. I see. I don't suppose you can tell me anything about this place. I can tell you about digging. I've just done the same thing again. We dig to live. Why live? We live to dig. I see. Something else? Is there anyone who might know about something besides digging? Digging is all we know. You may try asking the pyramid. A pyramid? You mean that mound of sand behind you? No, there is a shining pyramid out in the desert. I've asked it questions and always received the same answer. I do not understand the answer, but it makes me feel calm. I suppose I'll seek out this shining pyramid then. I'm going to end up digging, aren't I? How do I find it? Travel through the desert and walk over the hill with the lone tree. Okay, well, I'm going. Because you people are no help. So, over the sand dunes we go. I can't do anything with that tree, so just keep moving. Pyramid should be over the hill in this direction. I guess that's the pyramid. We've got bells. And a tree. Another seemingly dead tree. Someone has hung some sort of tubes from it. Bells. And a pyramid. The surface is quite rough to the touch. I cannot find any markings. It sounds like bells are playing inside. Wait. Ah, I just had to play the same thing. Movement is heard inside the pyramid and a previously unseen entrance appears. I guess we're going inside then. The inside of the pyramid seems to be quite dim. The walls must be very thick to keep out the harsh sunlight. They don't have to be that thick. Hopefully I can get some answers in here. As long as they're not made of paper, you know, should be alright. So we got a guy playing bells. I can't do anything with him. Who are you? I imagine you've asked that question of many here and received no useful answer. I'm afraid I can offer no more than they. I am myself, and you are yourself. I am the one that lives in this pyramid, who is conversing with you now. Anything more is meaningless. You seem different from the others. I was here before any of the others. Many of them came to me for questions before you. Why you? I was here before them. Did you create this place? No. How long have you been here? I was here before the others. Yeah, you told me that. How long has it been? I was here before the others. This is all I can know. Why are you in here? What is this place? I imagine you've had meaningless circular conversations with the others here. I've experienced this over an eternity. I built this place to escape, knowing that only someone with a slightly intelligent mind would be able to play the pattern on the bells. I feel like I have memories of before this place, but I don't know what they are. Where is this place? How did you arrive here? I have been here for an eternity, my earliest memories being here alone. But let me ask you, how are you able to communicate with me? I don't know, I just can. I know language, I know what a tree is, what a rock is, I have memories of a life, but things here are wrong. I'm in the wrong place, I'm sure of it. What you think are memories may simply be instinct. No one taught either of us language, and yet here we are. Are your memories of this place? No, of something else, but as if a dream of a dream. Is this the afterlife? It's not possible to know, and if it were, would that change anything? No, I suppose not, but I would have expected something more. Something more? I don't know, what? Anything. I'm sure I don't belong here, I want to get out. There's no way out, I once considered such an action, but I have been here for an eternity and tried everything. I have travelled forever in every direction. The empty desert stretches out endlessly. The life we have here is the only life possible. But there is nothing here, no reason to exist. Maybe we exist for no reason. We have one reason to exist, dig holes. I don't understand, you dig holes and fill them in again. How is this reason to exist? We have a choice, to dig or not to dig. We choose to dig. This choice gives us purpose. Really, if those are the only options, it doesn't seem like a choice at all. Do you really feel you had a choice to come and see me or not? Or that any of the others here have a choice? It's only on the surface a justification. Whether there are options is not relevant. Everyone here might have a path chosen for them in advance. The only difference is no one is aware of it. Perhaps there can only ever be one sequence of events. I feel like the architect in the Matrix. I don't believe you. Are you saying you knew I would come here? I'm not claiming to be a clairvoyant. All I'm saying is that once you'd come here, this was the only possible path. It's already ahead of you, even though it is unseen. I do not know my own path either, only that it is there. I accept things as they happen as the only thing that could have happened. But you said the only possibility here is to dig. What about this place, these bells you made? This is more than just digging. You must understand I've been here for an eternity. I have built whole cities and watched them decay. Everything returns to sand, eventually, and yet we remain. But surely you can build again. Given enough time, everything here decays, except for ourselves. Any action repeated enough times eventually becomes pointless. We appear to have no end to our time, so all actions become meaningless. Those bells were not left as an example of what might be created. They're a reminder and a warning to avoid the burden of inevitable disappointment. There is no end to any of it. Nothing retains any meaning. Great actions ultimately end with failure every single time. The only success possible here comes from menial tasks. That's making me feel bad. This is the only path to happiness, to live at all. The only way to avoid non-existence is to dig. And what of non-existence? I will take you there, I'll show you. He's taking me to non-existence. What is this? Is that non-existence? Just people, just sitting around. These are the ones that have chosen nothing. What happened to them? They come here and wait. After a while, they find it difficult to move. Later, they're unable to move at all. What's this? A crippling sense of ennui. Eventually, they cannot communicate, and I believe they are no longer aware of anything at all. Such is the fate of those that choose nothing. Nihilists. I would not wish this on anyone. I suggest that you choose to dig. Why do they all group together like that? I do not know. I have seen it happen with many. They simply give up the will to continue living and come join a group like this to cease to be. Or maybe they're talking to each other. You know, communicating. Perhaps they feel a stronger purpose treading a path that is laid before them by others. Perhaps this non-existence feels like it has meaning when chosen with many others. There are many groups like this scattered throughout the desert. How does it happen? How do they choose nothing? It's not as much a choice as a lack of action. Refrain from any action long enough and you'll end up like them. So I either dig for eternity or face practical non-existence for eternity. I can't say I'm overjoyed with either option. What is out there in the desert? There is nothing more. Travel too far and the heat becomes so intense you cannot see. If you go too far, you may never come back. I will leave you now to consider and make your choice. I hope that you'll choose to dig. If you do, come back and see me again. If not, yeah. Well, why would we want to dig for all eternity? I'm just going to pass these people by and see what's out there. If I go too far, I may never come back. I don't care. I'm not staying there digging holes. After wandering the desert for an indeterminate amount of time, the heat becomes unbearable and the land itself appears to lose its physicality. Oh yeah, look, everything's Flickering. Tree. Tree? Tree! I have to get out of here before I lose my mind. Well, let's keep going then. I have to go back. No, you don't. You have to force yourself onward. There's a load of mountains or mounds or... Yeah, everything's going all, whoa, weird. Because I've decided to continue instead of turning back. Don't think there's anything more here. Just a... No, what? There is actually nothing here. It asked me if I want to quit. I guess I have no choice but to go back. There's nothing here. I have to get out of here. I have to go back. Yep, we have to go back because there's nothing here. Sand, sand, sand. I don't want to dig holes either. If I go too far, I may never come back. Yeah, but it seems like there's no goal there. I can quit the game at the other end. You're back. I presume this means you've chosen to dig. Is that really all there is to do here? It's the only choice we have. We either dig or we end up like those brain-dead souls you just saw. Is there no way to escape from this place? Is everyone here really satisfied with this existence? There have been others like you. Many came to me hoping for answers. I could not help any of them. Some of them wandered off into the desert and were not seen since. Others chose nothing. Where did they go? Does this desert ever end? No, I have travelled in all directions for an eternity and found nothing. Eventually I returned to where I had started and remained as this was the only place I felt I belonged. A place you belonged? Is there a way to escape through the sand? How far down have you dug? I've dug as far as it's possible to dig. The bedrock below the sand is stronger than the rocks we use for our tools. To try and break it is futile. There's nowhere to go. Well, then, assuming I want to dig, how do I even do this? I didn't wake up here holding a shovel. Everyone here has made their own. There are a few instinctual pieces of knowledge that even the least intelligent here possess. How to create a shovel, how to dig a hole, and how to fill it in again. So are you saying that if I don't know how to make a shovel, I'm the least intelligent being here? That is not what I mean, but it certainly makes you an anomaly here, more so than myself. I do not doubt your intelligence, but I question your sanity. Well, if digging holes and filling them in again for all eternity is considered sane here, I think I'll happily call myself a madman. Very well. So, yes, how do I make a shovel? Ah, you have chosen to dig. Not yet, I just want to keep my options open, and have as many choices as possible. Which is 2, apparently. A shovel's very simple to make. Simply take a branch of any tree, a flat rock, and tie them together with grass. Of course, trees, rocks, and grass seem to be the only objects in this desert. Will you dig? Dig. That word doesn't even seem real anymore. Yes, I'll dig my way right out of this place. I would not recommend that. Others have tried. They get so far down and eventually give up, becoming frozen far down in the bedrock. There's really nothing down there. I'm going to try anyway. There must be a way out of here. Though I admire your spirit, I am also saddened by it. I've been here forever and have tried everything. I'm speaking honestly when I say your only chance for happiness is to dig. That may be true, but I at least need to know this for myself. I have to try. Very well, I wish you luck. If we never meet again, I hope that you manage to find peace in this world. Farewell. And that's it. From him. So we need a tree. Don't want to destroy this tree. I'll take a piece from one of the other trees. Tree, grass, and a flat rock. That one should work, surely. We have a branch. That's a very deep hole. I wonder if we could dig that one. A flat rock. Must be the rocks collected by the diggers to make the shovels. I'll take one with me. Yeah, and lastly we need the grass, which is all the way back by the cave. I mean, to save me some time, it seems like the best option would be to dig in that very deep hole, rather than digging our own hole, and get some grass. Take a piece of the grass. Grass seems almost petrified too. It's as if there's no life in this place at all. Now I have everything I need to make a shovel. I'll just combine these together. Now I suppose I dig. Everything's kind of rocking. weird. I feel like I should be listening to, I don't know, The Doors or something, you know, let's get the end on and sit here. I assume this is some kind of afterlife, but there's the deep hole. I don't want to dig in that hole, I'll get trapped down there. Okay, well where do you want to dig then? Want to dig in that hole? I guess that's what we're doing. But what? Digging in this hole is going to get me nowhere. Doesn't want to dig someone else's pile of sand. What about this hole? Wait, how do I dig in the same place then? It's all I'm going to do for eternity unless I think of something else. Well, what if we go back to that place at the end of the world? I wonder. I don't really know what I'm supposed to do here, to be honest. I'm just walking for eternity. Can I dig here? It seems impossible to dig in the same place. Find somewhere of my own to dig. So let's move. There's nothing but empty desert in this direction. Okay, so I'm not allowed to go. I am allowed to go. Okay. I want to go to that place right at the end. You know, the place where all of those like mounds were. Yeah. Okay. Everything's losing its coherence. Sand, sand, sand. Yeah. Let's get out of here. I have to go back. Not right now. Right. Take this shovel. This is really all there is here. I have to think of something else. Go back to where it all started, to my cave. Can we dig the wall? I feel like do you want to quit is the outcome of this. I feel like quitting the game is the outcome of this, isn't it? But maybe we can dig in the cave. I don't think we can, but... Oh. But he's suggesting he wants to go back to the cave. So let's go back to the cave. It seems like that way the only option I get is quit. It's the only option I'm given. And I feel like we've broken out of something there. Like the cave we were in, does everyone break out of there? Or just me? Well, let's go back to our cave and see what the situation is there. If I climb down there, I'll never get back out again. Yeah? Might be worth doing. Don't need another stone. Okay, well, let's keep walking. He's shown an interest in returning to his cave. I don't know that returning to his cave is actually going to help at all. But that's what he wants to do. So who are we to stop him? I suppose we're in control, but are we? Ah. Now there's a question. And I guess we'll go deeper into the cave. I don't think... Rock is hard, there's no way I can dig through this. I need to find a weaker spot in the cave. Probably, well, wait a minute. Where that water is, will that be weaker? Because it's been eroded? Find a weaker spot, okay. Let's move deeper in then. And we look for a spot that's weaker. Don't know, can you dig there? Needs to find a weaker spot in the cave. Let's take a look at the ground as we're walking along and just see if there's anything that looks obviously less strong. What about that there? Nope. But maybe where these rocks are? Or maybe the back wall. Okay, well where's weaker in the cave then? Have I got to just go along and click on the ground repeatedly until I find somewhere? Maybe if I look at these stalagmites. No, I can't. Rock's too hard. Rock's too hard. Can we dig the roof? No. I'm confused. Everywhere's... Oh wait, there's water dripping there. But it doesn't matter, nothing seems to work. What's that? I don't really understand what he's trying to do. What about there? Okay, there's nothing. There's absolutely nothing there to dig. Is there anything here to dig? Nope and nope. I would have thought here where the water was coming down. But apparently not. Ah, here we go. Perhaps the water has weakened the rock. I'll try and dig here, he says. Cave floor, weakened by the water, breaks away with a little effort. Progress is slow, but aided by the continual flow of water, we gradually make our way down. Ah, now that might also erode the... I made a choice that felt real to me, whether my hand was forced or guided by a higher power. Maybe that'll weaken the bedrock. Whether there were other choices possible or not, none of this mattered anymore. I'd ventured on a path that was now mine. Now you can never go back. It was bound to me and I to it. This path was my own and nothing could change that. Yeah, but will it find you a way out? That's the question. I would follow it to the end and know that I'd lived. Trying to escape. Yeah, that's a good reason to live, I suppose. You know, trying to get out of there. Oh look, water falling down. Wait, have I just seeded this place with colour and growth? There's a tree, a proper tree as well, not a dead one. Sisyphus Reborn is the name of the game. It's by Edwin Montgomery. Created with Adventure Game Studio, always a good thing to use for these kinds of games. And that's it. So that was Sisyphus Reborn. Essentially, I don't know, what would you say, some kind of psychology kind of tale, but maybe it teaches you not to give up, I suppose, against crushing despair. Something like that. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. If you did like what you've watched there, please feel free to hit the like button, maybe add a subscription too, and hit that notification bell for notifications of new videos as they become available. Also, I do stream on Mixer at mixer.com/supernautus, and I announce when I do that on Twitter at twitter.com/supernautus if you're interested. For now, though, thank you very much, guys, and I'll see you all again next time. Goodbye.